Good morning. Well, I am not Sue Farnlocker, as it says in your order of worship, but I am Chris Sullivan, and I am a member of the Board of Trustees. I'm an older, short, white woman with gray hair, and today I'm wearing a green sweater with a black floral scarf. As part of our services here at First UU, our speakers provide brief visual descriptions of ourselves to increase inclusivity and welcome for people with visual impairments and for anyone online. Welcome. If this is your first time here, please stop by the greeter stand in the gallery for your visitor gift. Use the QR code on the screen to access our order of service and let us know you are here. After the service, volunteers will be available in Beach Hall to share some getting to know UU information. And if it's your first time, please come chat with me or another board member to learn more about who we are and what we value here at First UU. Come find us in Beach Hall. I'd like to ask everyone to please take a moment to silence your cell phones. We have a few announcements this morning. All are welcome to attend our Stewarding Your Gifts, Church Finances 101, which we will begin the preliminary work needed for our conversation at the mid-year meeting. In preparation for our mid-year meeting, where we will share more about what we heard and learned from your comments and questions in our sustainable funding listening sessions. The auction team would like to remind you that they are selling tickets for the March 1st auction in Beach Hall after the service. We are very excited to be offering a catered dinner this year. However, you must purchase tickets by February 16th. Also, if you have any sparkly Christmas decorations that you haven't put away yet, please consider loaning them to our decor team. You can email the auction team or drop them off at the auction table. It's once again time for our monthly Ohio Feed and Read collection. If you'd like to donate items, please pick up a green bag from the gallery and use the list in your order of worship. See the insert to your order of worship for details about these announcements, this week's events, and more. We encourage you to take it home, and we ask that you leave the cover in the baskets by the door so that we can reuse it next week. We invite you to rise in body or in spirit to sing our opening hymn, The Fire of Commitment, number 1028 in the teal hymnal.
From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise promise finds fulfillment, and our future can begin. Dreams of youthful vision comes our new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm John McChrystal. I'm a tall white man in my mid-60s, wearing glasses and a scarlet dress shirt and a gray sweater, and a member of our anti-racist planning team. We begin this service by acknowledging that we gather on land stolen from the Wyandotte, Miami, Seneca, Erie, Shawnee, Delaware, and Cayuga people, many of whom were forcibly removed from Ohio. We support the Native American Indian Center of Central Ohio and their Land Back NACO campaign. And we know that we have more to do as a community to be in solidarity and true relationship with the land and those indigenous to it.
Good morning. I am Reverend Amanda Hayes. My pronouns are she, her, and I serve as your justice minister. I am a white woman in my mid-30s with short, spiky hair and glasses. This morning, our anti-racist allies planning team invites us to dream together, to dream about who we want to be in this new year, in particular about what it would look like to continue our journey of becoming an anti-racist beloved community here at First UU. Let's enter into the spirit of worship with these opening words. New Year's Day by Kathleen Mateague. The 1st of January is another day dawning, the sun rising as the sun always rises, the earth moving in its rhythms. With or without our calendars to name a certain day as the day of new beginning, separating the old from the new. So it is. Everything is the same, bound into its history as we ourselves are bound. Yet also, we stand at a threshold, the new year, something truly new, still unformed, leaving a stunning power in our hands. What shall we do with this great gift of time this year? Let us begin by remembering that whatever justice, whatever peace and wholeness might bloom in our world this year, we are the hearts and minds, the hands and feet, the embodiment of all the best visions of our people. The new year can be new ground for the seeds of our dreams. Let us take the step forward together onto new ground, planting our dreams well, faithfully, and in joy. And now, while our children meet Gus and Amber in the back to prepare to bring in the light, please turn to your neighbors to introduce yourself.
She would appreciate it.
It is now time for our children to bring in the light. We're going to welcome our children back in now as they're bringing in the light.
Hi, I'm Deania Ferda. I am a member of the anti-racist planning team. I am a white woman in my 50s with curly reddish hair, shoulder length, and a print blue shirt. Our words today are from Pat Aribe Lighty. We light our chalice today, knowing that our hope and our passion are needed to change the world. We bring different gifts to the work, but we come together in one faith, that what we do makes a difference, both to our world and in ourselves.
Thank you, Calliope, for your help lighting our chalice this morning. Good morning. I'm Amber Scott, your Director of Religious Exploration, and my pronouns are she, they. Today's story is called I Am We, a book of community, written by Susan Verde and illustrated by Peter H. Reynolds. I know it's important to take care of me, to focus on my own breath, my own needs, to be kind to my mind. Sometimes I wonder, is that selfish? How does caring for myself help anyone else? But then I realize that the better I feel inside, the more I can be there for others, my friends, my family, my community. Because I do not exist alone, I am part of something bigger than myself. And when we each take the goodness and self-compassion inside and turn it outward, this is how we make progress and change. How we build, create, learn, and show love. How we care for each other affects the world. I am more than me. I am we. When there are challenges and struggles, I can check on you. You can check on me. We can create a safety net so no one falls. When there's hurtfulness and inequity, we can stand up for each other. We can sit, gather, march, sing, vote, stronger in numbers, louder in voices as we call for justice. When there are differences in thoughts and opinions, we can have a conversation. Listening, disagreeing, and agreeing with gentleness, finding the right solution for all of us. When there is shyness and a feeling of not belonging, we can be the welcoming committee, interested and thoughtful, making sure there is a place for everyone. When there are problems to be solved with creativity, I can share my talents and you can share yours. We can combine our skills and ideas to dream up something spectacular. When there are good times, successes, and joy, we can celebrate, show our excitement and pride, and encourage each other to keep on rising. Connection is how I grow. Connection is how we grow. Connected is what we are, part of a worldwide community, diverse and magnificent, kind and accepting, supportive and present. All of us important, none of us alone. I am not just me, I am we. And if we put our heads and our hearts together, if we keep on caring for ourselves and each other, everything is possible. The end. Today, as we lift up the historic dreams of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the possibilities that we can imagine for our congregation and our community, I invite you to come dream with us. Please remain seated with hands over your hearts as we sing Come, Come, Whoever You Are, number 188, to sing our beloved children back to their families and out to class.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come.
So our pastoral care listener today is Pat Snyder. Pat, would you stand up? So after the service, if you would like to have someone listen to you, Pat will be available. I do have one sorrow to share for our time of joys and sorrows. Our hearts go out to all those in Southern California who are fighting the wildfires, all who've had to evacuate, all who have lost their homes, and especially all who have lost loved ones. So many have lost so much, including those in our sibling congregations, and the danger is ongoing. And now I would like to invite you to join me in a moment of guided meditation. I'd invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Notice your breath or some other sensation that feels good or neutral to you as you breathe in and out. Just notice what one breath feels like in this moment. And in this moment. And in this moment. And I invite you to remember, you are worthy of love. You are beautiful. You are enough, just as you are in this very moment. And you bring something no one else can contribute to this community and to the world. Sometimes, what you bring may simply be your presence. You made it here today. Thank you. Sometimes, it is time to reach and stretch and let yourself get a little uncomfortable as you grow. It's hard and you can do hard things. And now I invite you into a moment of quiet to breathe and connect with the deepest parts of yourself, with goddess, gods, or God, with that still small voice, with your dreams.
Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
I know you're scared.
I know you're scared.
And I'm scared too.
And I'm scared too.
But here I am.
But here I am.
Right next to you.
Right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other
Hello, I am Linda Lesh and a member of the Anti-Racist Allies Planning Team. I am a white woman over 80 with longish gray hair and frameless glasses and wearing a navy blue sweater. On August 28, 1963, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke at the March on Washington. He started his speech by saying that in the 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, the plight of Black people had not changed significantly because they still did not have quality and the full benefits of citizenship in this country. He goes on to give many examples as to why this is true. Towards the end of his speech, he begins to talk about his dreams, which he hopes will come to pass. The following video is a recording of the I Have a Dream part of his speech. May it inspire us to dream boldly.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
Now there will be 3 short reflections about the dreams of each speaker. These reflections are intended to help spark others' dreams. In a little bit, there will be an opportunity for each of you to do your own reflecting.
I'm Pat Snyder. picture a white woman in my 70s with white hair. I'm wearing a blue sweater and black slacks, and my pronouns are she, her. In my bookshelf at home is an old Bible held together with duct tape with an inscription on the front flap. May God bless you, it says, Brother Weldon. When I see it, I think of James Weldon, my childhood minister at the Methodist church I attended in suburban Atlanta, Georgia. He still stands out for me as a white minister with a big dream. He dreamed of racial equality when it was not popular. His participation in civil rights marches and his campaign to have the University of Georgia admit Black students was rewarded by a burning cross in his front yard. The dream James saw was big, and so were the actions he took as an anti-racist ally. Decades later, my own dreams for our UU congregation is influenced by what I think it takes to uphold the consistent commitment that I saw in him. I dream of a safe place where we can be vulnerable enough to talk about race, a place where we can listen openly to other perspectives outside the bubbles we live in, a place where we can learn to respond to those who in these times laugh at anti-racists as woke, a place where we can go to recharge from the burnout that naturally comes from the hard work of living in a racist environment and being a good ally. A place where, when I unwittingly display my own white privilege, and I will, I can learn from it rather than shut down and become defensive. I have a dream of First UU as a place that holds us up to be consistent and strong anti-racists. That is my dream for First UU. Blessings to all of us.
I am Jan Phillips, and I'm a white woman in my 60s with black and gray hair. I am wearing a black sweater with a purple scarf. Our congregation adopted the 8th principle last winter. The 8th principle is a principle of action that calls upon us to affirm and promote journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. The key action verbs in my mind are affirm, promote, build, and dismantle. To do this, white people must first undertake a learning process so that we can understand at a deep level what these verbs mean and why they are so critical at this time. First UU has adopted Living the Pledge as its anti-racist program. I know that many in our congregation have taken Living the Pledge, Beloved Conversations, or another anti-racist training program. However, many have not. My first dream is that all of us rush to sign up to take this deep dive into learning about racism, our personal biases, both implicit and explicit, and the overwhelming impact of racism on persons of color. This first step can provide a common language and understanding to take on the work of the eighth principle, to dismantle racism in all of its forms. The work then of these key action verbs, affirm, promote, build, and dismantle, can then begin. The abolitionist, transcendentalist, and Unitarian minister Theodore Parker, in a sermon in 1853, spoke these words: "I do not pretend to understand the moral universe. The arc is a long one. My eye reaches but little ways. I cannot calculate the curve and complete the figure by experience of sight. I can divine it by conscience, and from what I see, I am sure that it bends toward justice." I take Parker's words to mean that this bending toward justice is not destined, but requires action to cause it to bend. Thank you.
I have a dream that someday I will enter this space and notice people responding to people by listening carefully, by focusing on the other person, by noticing first how they are as a human being, and only secondly, noticing their unique characteristics that define their own perceptions of who they are. I will discover common interests, experiences, beliefs, and values that join us together in our communal efforts to create a just, fair world that allows everyone to survive and thrive, thereby living fully and expressing their unique talents and contributions to the work of building a country where all people experience the freedom to live fully and wholly.
First, UU's Anti-Racist Allies Planning Team is focused on learning, action, and community building in an effort for those of us who are white to resist, confront, and transform racism in ourselves and in the communities we participate in and benefit from. Programming, like the workshop after this service. Social activities, like monthly lunches to minority-owned restaurants and trips to places like Wilberforce and the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center. And conversations are offered on a regular basis. Our efforts include working to better understand the past, like how racism shows up unintentionally and impacts our interactions, interacting and having a voice in the present, and laying the groundwork for an equitable future. Our work is focused on what we can do as individuals, as members of our teams and committees and staff, and as members of this, our beloved community. Your ARA planning team is planning and supporting this work while also remembering this is the work of the entire congregation. We would like to hear from you. What is important to you? What are you interested in participating in? What would you like to learn more about? What do you think are the most important next steps related to our work towards dismantling racism, both in ourselves and our church community? Your voice matters and is important as we continue working and reworking our plans. During this service, you have reflected on your values, our identity as a spiritual community, and we ask you to share your reflections, hopes, and visions with us. We would love for you to take the next few minutes to fill out the survey you can find inside your order of service. If you need a survey or a pencil, please raise your hand and we will bring one to you. For those of you joining us online, there is a link to an online survey in the online order of service. If you would please place your completed survey and pencil in the collection basket during the offering, that would be great. We appreciate you sharing how this value resonates with you in your life so that we as a church community can better respond. This is how we work together in beloved community. Your voice matters. Thank you.
It's all right if you haven't totally finished. You can always drop it as you're leaving the service or into my mailbox at a different time. So our January Share the Plate recipient is Bottoms Up Diaper Bank, which was founded by Tim and Joe Walsh and delivers diapers to over 70 food pantries and childcare facilities in Central Ohio, including First Use Own Feed and Read Ohio. We don't normally talk a lot about diapers in worship services, but as a mom of 2 little ones, I can say 2 things about diapers from experience. First, diapers are expensive, and second, when you need them, you really, really need them. So joining us this morning is Joe to share more. Thank you for being with us this morning, Joe.
Good morning. I'm a little nervous. I don't know why. I've done this before, and I do it all the time. But anyway, when you're up here looking at all the faces, it gets a little daunting. But Joe Welsh, president of Bottoms Up Diaper Bank. I am a white woman, mid-60s. I know that's probably shocking. I'm in my mid-60s. Gray hair, wearing a black sweater with a print blouse. So thank you all again for letting us come and share. My husband Tim's here with me. He's really the brainchild behind this. I get to be the face. I was going to say pretty face, but we'll just say face. Bottoms Up primarily partners with social service agencies like Feed and Read, and they directly help moms. So we give diapers to people that give diapers to people. But something happened the week before Christmas that really made us step out of our usual. I got a call from a woman from a church at up on the hilltop, and she called me because she knew of a grandmother, 72-year-old grandmother. We'll call her Joan. She's raising 10 of her grandchildren. Yeah, that's what I thought when she told me. She sounded very upset, the lady that called me, and just really desperate. 3 of Joan's children, her own children, have abandoned their children to her care. Her children have just dropped the kids off with instructions, just call children's services. But she's raising these children aged 4 to 16. Does that sound exhausting too? And then just before Christmas, one of Joan's grandchildren abandoned her 2 kids, a 5-week-old and a 1-year-old, to Joan's care. Joan had no diapers, no car seats, no food, no formula, no clothing for these 2 little new arrivals. So that's where we got called. And Bottoms Up was able to help Joan. We partnered with another agency that we know to get her some car seats so that she could at least transport the kids where they needed to be. So that's totally out of what we do. But I was just reflecting this morning. I was reading something and it said, listen with your ears, but also listen with your heart. So just what everyone's been sharing here today, I thought that was so appropriate. You know, even though it was out of what we normally do, I really had to listen with my heart. And I think about this grandmother, 72, she's older than I am. She's got now 12 children in her care from 16 to 5 weeks. That is amazing to me. But how can you make an impact? First of all, you can go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. You'll know what's happening with Bottoms Up on an ongoing monthly basis. We don't pack your inbox full of messages once a month. You can also become a driver for us. We always need drivers to deliver the diapers to our partner agencies. So a lot of the people that drive look a lot like me. So they've retired, and but we're always kind of juggling around vacations and surgeries and things like that. Weather, a lot of times the weather. So consider that. You can do that through our website as well. And also spread the news about our world's largest diaper drive. Every May, we try to collect over 1 million diapers, donated diapers. So that's certainly, if you want hands-on, that would be a great time to help us out. And you can hold a diaper drive, spread the word about what we're doing, get others involved. That would be phenomenal. We also have a world's largest diaper drive kickoff banquet, and we do 3 of those in March. And that'd be a great time to come and hear about what we do and how we're doing it and how you want to get involved. Not everybody cares about diapers, but as Amanda said, when you need them, and it's really important. So delivering diapers, but really the bottom line, it does cost to do what we do, and so monetary donations are always welcome as well. So we appreciate your support in the past, certainly appreciate your support again. And thank you very much.
So you can give by dropping a donation in the basket or donate on our webpage. You can use the QR code on the screen. If you finished your survey, please drop it in the basket as well. You can also fill it out online or put it in my mailbox anytime this week. Thank you for your generosity. And with that, please rise in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn, We'll Build a Land, number 121 in our gray hymnal.
We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land can be. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like the ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring our good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them garlands instead of ashes. Oh, we'll build a land where peace is born. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land, building up ancient cities, raising up devastations from old, restoring ruins of generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Come, build a land where the mantles of praises resound from spirits once faint and once weak, where like oaks of righteousness stand her people. Oh, come, build the land, my people we seek. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
Thank you for dreaming and sharing your ideas with us. Dreams and ideas, while intangible, hold incredible power. If you'd like to continue this imaginative work with us today, come back here to the Worship Center or on Zoom in about 15 minutes. The Zoom link is on the online order of service. We'll have snacks and a 90-minute workshop in which we'll learn together about identifying characteristics of white supremacy culture. I also hope you'll consider continuing the dreaming and learning by registering for our Living the Pledge to End Racism workshop, which will begin in February. And now let us extinguish our chalice together. And if you'd like, you can reach your hands out. If you don't want to, that's also all right. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of vision. As we go forth, let us heal and transform ourselves and our world through reason and love. Amen.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I was just like, I could not believe the number of obstacles that just kept popping up. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get there when I get there. I know what you mean, that not being able to get someplace at a time that really bothers me.
Mine was not